Oh! I have been talking this whole time. Hold on. Let me make my mic sound better real quick. Yeah, my mic was muted. Okay, get out of the way. Alright, and then, yeah, my mic's still, you can still hear me. Nice. I'll go take a look at it. Make sure you, post that in, the suggestions chat. Alright, so, last time we conquered Mixins, right? So now I've edited the behavior of the thrown trident. So now when I throw it, that's what it does. I'll throw it at this horse. You ready? It deletes itself. I changed the behavior of the trident just to make it like instantly delete itself as soon as it spawns. So this is the amazing code. Except what we're going to do is just copy all of this. And now let's see. We want to shadow this line of code here. And then we want to shadow that also. And then what else? Client side return trident tick count. Want to shadow this as well. Shadow that. And now everything in here is perfect. So now, oh, we're working on the pole enchantment. We're also gonna make tridents loyal naturally. So I'm gonna remove the requirement to make it check if it has loyalty. So now a trident will behave completely normally. It'll do normal trident things. And I can pick it up. Normal trident things. So the only thing I want to do now is make it loyal naturally. So we need to look for the part where it checks if it has loyalty. That should work. I don't think we need anything else here. In theory, the trident shall always be loyal. That's a bit weird, huh? What the hell? It, in fact, did not work. You are correct. Okay, if I is greater than 0, and then this checks if it has loyalty and what level. This and this dot dealt damage and this dot no physics and entity doesn't equal null. If this is not the acceptable return owner, and if this dot level dot client, if it's not client side, set the pickup to allowed, and then it's weird. That's really weird. So if it's not the acceptable return owner, then it'll just discard itself. Okay, so what if we just kind of set it if it equals 0? That's so weird. Maybe. It shouldn't need to check anything else, though. Nope. So it looks like it just doesn't know who I am. It doesn't know where to go, which is really weird. Let's go into here. I think the only way it stores who threw it is if it has loyalty. So, in order to do this, what I need to do this is in Throne Trident. Entity equals this dot get owner. This is in projectile. Okay, so it does know who the owner is. Bash him! No, I don't have to look at the loyalty enchantment. I've already done that. It doesn't do anything. All the loyalty enchantment does is give something for the trident to check if it's enchanted with it. So I'm actually looking at the loyalty behavior right now. So if entity doesn't equal null and entity is alive, then return entity instance of server player. Return if? What does that mean? Well, I mean, I guess if it has an owner, a valid owner, return true, return what it is, and then if not, return false. Oh no, it'll return the server player, and if it doesn't, then it returns false. So if there's no acceptable return owner, if it's false, this dot level, yep, and then it'll set this to be allowed, and it'll discard it. Oh, it'll spawn a new item that you can pick out and discard the item. So if you throw the trident and log up, okay, so else, so if there is an acceptable return owner, it'll set this to no physics. It'll look for my eye position. That should work. I don't know. I don't know why that's not working. Hey, that's a good idea. Oh. Let's go ahead and set it to 3. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't work because it thinks... Oh, that makes so much more sense. Because the speed at which the trident returns to you is dependent on the value of it. So if we never set the value of loyalty, then it doesn't know how fast to move. It gets real confused, and that's why it was floating in the air. Excellent work, Mega B. The heck just happened? Let's call it 2, because maybe 3 was an invalid number. Maybe, yeah. Does it just bug out if I'm holding something? Let's just drop my trident and see what happens then. Okay, yeah, so this isn't working. net.minecraft.world.item.itemstack.is empty. Huh. It could be that I pretty much just messed up my world. Yeah. I mean, I think what happened is that the game didn't really know what it was looking at when it came to what the item stack was. So we'll create a new world. And then we'll throw around some loyalty tridents and see what happens. It should just behave as normal. I don't see any reason it shouldn't. Yep. I think it's something with the way I was changing the code. So I guess we'll just delete this world here. Strange bug that won't ever actually happen. So now that it's naturally loyal, I think what we got to do now what do we got to do? Oh, the pull enchantment. Yes. So surely, since channeling is an enchantment, it detects when it hits the entity. So soon as okay, so we have on hit entity here. Okay. So, yeah, okay. This is actually the channeling code. I'm not sure where to put it in a specific spot, so what I'm actually going to do is just overwrite it. And that's on hit, right? Yeah. And I think it wants, yeah, Java doc tags. And then specific spot. Okay, so I need it to be under this, so I'm just gonna stick it right here. So entity dot set delta movement looks like we need to shadow some things. Looks like it's just the trident item. So at shadow that there. So we need to set the delta movement. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to use Stardew Valley music. Whoops. We need to set the delta movement of the entity to something that's towards the player. So where do we get? So let's try this. Right? We'll just put that right here. What we want to do is entity dot get delta movement dot scale dot add Beck 3. That's weird. So we'll put that in there as well. Okay, I'm not super sure if this is gonna work. I'm actually almost confident it doesn't, but we're going to see. I'm excited. In theory, it should launch whatever entity you threw it at towards you. Good evening, Kozlu. It doesn't look like it worked. I mean, at least the loyalty works. But it doesn't look like... That is because... it's not the right thing. There we go. That should work. In theory, at least. Come on. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's working either. That's rather unfortunate. Interesting. Well, entity, P entity, vector. I mean, that should be what it is. It should be the entity we're attacking. Can we do sc.discard? Let's see what happens when we do that. So now it should supposedly just delete the creeper the second we hit it. Yeah. Okay. So entity is the other entity. So let's see if that works. So that doesn't seem like it worked. I comment that out, and I do entity dot set delta movement 0 1 0. Let's see if that just launches it up in the air. Ah, good evening. We're working on the well, right now it's extract, but I'm thinking I might make it chain instead. Essentially, it's supposed to make whatever entity you hit with the trident to pull it towards you. So it looks like it doesn't think it's, like, allowed to, but... That's really weird. So it's just not moving it. Maybe we gotta send a packet? But this should be running on the server. So, like... And that's definitely not launching it up 10, so, like, why on earth? I don't really know what that means. But right now I'm just trying to move the mob at all. And for some reason, it's not working. I don't think that's gonna work, but it's worth a shot. Yep, because that's not working either. So... why on earth? So it's just not setting the movement of the entity. So what can we do with it? The weirdest thing I find is that we can discard the entity, but we can't move it. You get the vector between the two options by doing the difference between the positions of them, so save at point A. Oh, like slopes? Like on a graph? Oh, yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? See, that's the craziest thing! We can discard it, but we can't move it? Like, and it is actually gone when you discard it. Like... we don't need to send a packet, do we? Yeah, banished to the shed. No, it's fucking dead. Yeah. So, like... entity dot set position raw. That'll probably just... I don't know. All I know is that it's completely not intended, if that happens. If you discard the player entity, they'll probably just be stuck. Why would I test it? Who cares? The Trident of Banning. Dude. That would be it. That would actually be a really funny trident. I won't lie. Delta movement should work. It has no reason not to. Maybe we gotta call some sort of function in here. Okay. So, what? Okay, so maybe move relative. Or push. Okay, so let's just try push. Entity dot push. And then what does it want? Let's just give it 10. Oh. Entity. And then actually 10, 10, 10, 10. There. So maybe that'll work and it'll just freaking launch it. There's a couple of structures, actually. There's a few that I placed during the factions event. So actually, if you went into those, you might be able to find some diamonds. Now, it'll launch it in a direction that's, like, not intended at all, but, like, it's not... I think it worked. Woo! Let's go! Alright, so now, let's try to, let's just do this. I don't know if this is gonna be completely valid. Nope, it's not. So, maybe there's something that is. So maybe move relative? Yeah, that should work. I'm not sure what the amount is, but I guess we'll see. No, so we have code that does work to send it towards the player. We just need to... we just need to find a function that will take what we want to input. And that's a vec3. So this does, in fact, input vec3. So, I don't know what amount does. Clearly not much. Or actually it might just be most important. So I don't know what amount does, but with some fiddling around, I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. Yeah, I don't really want to figure out vectorial math, though. Math was honestly not my favorite subject. I didn't like it. Okay, so obviously that one's not working. So it's not move relative. Let's scroll up to the first one. Just so we have everything. Get profiler? That push? Okay, yeah, not that. Not that. Or that. Not... Wait. No, that's a Boolean. I don't think... that. Nope. 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 Move relative would be great if I knew what amount did. See, I just need to get the X and Y and Z for that, and then that would work. But I'm not sure how to do that. Wait. Lerp motion might work. Nope. Not lerp motion. What was that one? Nope. 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 Okay, looks like we're trying to get the X. Actually. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know exactly what it's doing. Hold on. I've got to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So get entity position. Both will be vector. Okay. So I'll delete all of this, and you're saying use player. Yep. Do push spec 3 equals player position minus entity position, then do x equals push. Okay. So double push spec. Wait, should that be effect? Oh wait, no, that should be effect 3. Spec 3 push back equals alright, thank you, Kozlo. So push back equals player or this dot get owner dot get position get I position minus entity dot position. So this isn't a vec 3. Wait, dot, oh, subtract. There. Entity dot push vec dot x push vec dot y and push vec dot z. I don't think that's gonna work. Like, I don't know, I might eat my words, but I think that's just gonna do something completely unexpected. Like, I think it's just gonna launch it in some weird random direction. That just depends on where the player and the entity is, but it's not gonna launch it towards the player. Oh, hey. Maybe it does. A little too much. It also doesn't launch it upwards. Today we're creating the pole enchantment. Let's add this. Not sure if we can... Okay, yeah, we can do that. So this should make it a reasonable amount, but I'm not super sure. Wait. No, I know why it doesn't work. This is what I was thinking, but apparently it only applies to the Y. So... We just need to multiply it by -1. Let's, because think about it, I was higher than the entity, right? Since I was higher than the entity, subtracting, wait. That doesn't make sense at all. It should have launched it up. Because it would have given a value that was higher. Yeah, that should have gone straight up. What the heck? It's not the entity position minus mine. My position minus the entities. So it should be up. What the heck? Maybe it is a limitation of the push function. So I don't know, what if we just did... What if we just did 10? Supposedly this should, like, violently launch the creeper upwards, but... Yeah, it would. So yeah, it does look like it's a limitation. So if I'm like straight above the creeper, it's actually yeah, it doesn't launch it upwards. Which is annoying. Let's go back up here to wherever push was. Actually, let's just try lerp motion. Yeah. Lerp motion should do it. There. It should just launch the creeper towards me, that's all. No more, no less. Should be pretty simple. That is so freaking weird. Why does it not launch it upwards? That is... so annoying. I even gave it, like, a whole 10. You should be launching it upwards like crazy. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm probably just gonna make it like all divided by 2. So then it should probably be mostly functional. Really? That Wait a minute. So it works on the freaking wither. That would be pretty funny. But I think variables like this, it is a little more interesting. I could introduce a cap. So it works on the goddamn wither. But not anything else. So maybe I gotta set, like, entity dot is airborne. No. Airborne on ground equals false. Isn't that what it is? Yeah, that's a Boolean. Entity dot entity? No. Entity dot on ground. No. Entity dot well, let's try it on a chicken first. Hello, Oraball. Today we are making the pull enchantment. Or the chain enchantment, actually. Right now, we're just... For some reason, it won't edit the Y velocity of an entity, and it's driving me crazy. So, I'm gonna test it on a chicken to see if it just makes... If it just means that the game thinks, that the entity needs to be airborne. Yeah, the entity just needs to be in the air. That's it. Because if the entity's not in the air... then it just doesn't launch it up. See? So how do I trick it? How do I make it think it's in the air? Oh. So... well, I don't know. Entity... entity dot set position entity dot position dot add 0.10. Let's see if that works. Actually, yeah, of course it works on entities in the water, but does it work on entities on the ground? No, it does not. That is so frustrating. How do I... Uh... See, that should just... That should work. Push should just work. Because it even sets the entity to be quote-unquote airborne. But for some reason it doesn't. And even if they did have null, it shouldn't matter because I'm setting it to a value. Wait, what? Oh. Where's the wither? I'm not super sure where he went. And then if I hit the chicken, it's still... Okay. Yep. Still works on anything that's in the air. So what on earth? I just don't understand. What? There's not a single thing. That should make it do that. Not one. What on earth? That's water. Dude, I'm going insane. This! Ugh. There's not a single reason why. What on earth? Well, I mean, it does sort of launch it up now. It's not really what I wanted, though. It does indeed move its position, but that's not right. You close, please. So, like... Huh. I'm seriously going insane. Entity dot... There, let's just try that. So why can't I set its Y motion? It should be more than enough. Alright, now you should go seriously flying. Yep, and now it's figuring out. Okay, so it works if they're in the air. So Why doesn't it work after I set their position higher? On the on-hit entity function. This is frustrating to say the least. I don't see a single reason this should not work. Surely someone has had this exact same problem. Okay, that's frustrating. Let's see if we can find the fishing rod. Give me 1 second, please. I believe something may come up, so I may be occupied for maybe the next 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back, but not forever. So where was I? Oh yeah, I was looking at what the fishing hook does. So surely it doesn't use the push function, right? No. Does it use... Okay, it uses delta movement. Oh, you can't be freaking serious. Sure. Let's try this then. If this works, I'm gonna be so freaking mad. Because we just determined that set delta movement doesn't work. Okay, so... I don't have to send a packet, do I? That would be really weird. Because that would be server to server. This runs on the server. So, why on earth? Oh... Good evening, Kozlu. It's not going great. Things aren't working, and for no good reason. I don't have a single damn clue. Because this thing, for some freaking reason, will pull an entity. And I'm using its exact freaking code. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, it still does lift the entity. So, maybe it just doesn't carry over on hit entity and I need to make it its own function? So I can go back in here and I can just do this. This exact code right here. And instead of what I have right here, I can instead just call pull entity. And then in here, I can go entity. There. Now it knows exactly what it's doing. It should work. This is the exact code used in the fishing rod. So the fishing rod works. Trident doesn't. Why on earth does that not work? What? There we go. Right? Yeah. So maybe now, if it doesn't hurt the creeper, maybe now it'll work. So maybe that was the problem. What? Dude, no freaking way. No freaking way. That was the problem. The only problem is that I want to hurt the entity. So why? Okay, so let's first increase the factor at which it pulls it. But why? This shouldn't... This... I don't understand. Whatever. It looks like 3 was a bit too much. It does work, though. Let's try 0.2, see if that works. Well, then we can deal damage to it. I don't blame you. This is gonna be a cool enchantment. It's not gonna be OP. The purpose is for it to be balanced. That's way better. There we go. So it will scale with how far away you are from the entity. So if you hit the entity, it'll be pulled more. Interesting. Let's call it 0.25 because 3 was freaking crazy. I do feel like it should pull you just a bit further than it does right now. Dragonite Knight meant it in the way that, like, use Ender Pearls to run away, not to... If I'm all the way over here. Cool. No, there are no levels in the game. Man. So now all I want to do is just add the damage source. What if I do it after I move it? So like over here, I can say entity dot hurt. And I say this. This should make it just not work again, though. There. No fortune. Man, how many times do I have to explain this? Oh my god. Like, I've told, like, everyone this a million times, and then absolutely no one remembers me telling this. Okay, so it's still there, it's just not as powerful. So what if we... That was not... What the hell? Why did it work so effectively on the ones in the water? And that one, I guess. Does it just go nuts if it's at the right angle? So I take it now it's just gonna mysteriously work. Compared to last time where it just didn't work at all. What the hell? Okay, so now it'll either do nothing or work as if... Okay. Nice. So now all I gotta do is go down here and make this a reasonable number. So my guess is 23 will be a reasonable number. And then it doesn't work on Enderman, because it probably shouldn't. Yeah. Now it does what it's supposed to do to Enderman. Okay, I might seriously need to scale down the Y times 0.8, we'll call it. That spider did indeed get sent to God. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to think that that was not my problem. Let's, What? Let's turn this to 22. Alright, you are my test subject today. So sorry for your loss. Aw, so close too. Okay, so... let's just turn it back to 0.2. We might also just divide, get y to, by half. Alright, you are my test subject today. Yep, let's tone that down again. 0.15. Okay, let's just give it the fishing rod code. It feels like this number isn't doing anything. Which is weird, because it definitely should be doing something. That's exactly how many I had. Yeah, it should be... this should be exactly as efficient as the fishing rod now. Should do the exact same thing. Okay, well now it doesn't do the exact same thing, but it should... it does look a lot more powerful, as it should be. Let's give it 0.5. Oh, 0.05. And we will figure out how to render the chain later. Actually, maybe we just leave all of the polished stuff later. Alright, let's snipe him, see what it does. That is so much better! Oh, he fucking dead. Then in like a more reasonable combat scenario, does fucking nothing. Maybe that's because... But if you go way far away... Now it does something. Okay. So maybe we change it back to 0.1. No, if I add a flat Y value pull, it'll always launch it up that much, and it wouldn't really make sense. I don't blame you, Arsenic, it's annoying. GitHub, I have a love-hate relationship with GitHub. The hell is this song? Oh. Okay, so now if you're crazy far away and you use pull, it'll send the creeper pretty far, but if you're in a... Now it's a little bit more viable in a combat situation. Not really. Maybe, maybe I just do that. Because it looks like it's greatly affected by the small amount of knockback it gets when you hit it. So it only is noticeable when you're ridiculously far away. So now this should be the same as a fishing rod. There we go. So now if I scale it up just a bit, 0.15, it should work. Eurovision Emperor, the third, of the third snake. What? Eurovision Emperor of the third snake. I don't know what that is. Ugh. So now it should be like 50% more powerful than the fishing rod. That is so much better. Okay. I think we got it to a point where it actually feels pretty good. Now in a combat situation, that's actually not half bad. It's most effective when you're far away. You want to rapid fire this shit. Because it does a shit ton of damage and prevents your enemy from running away. Maybe I should add, like, a base. So, like, Let's just make like a really short integer. M equals 5. There, now I should be able to edit this, play around with it a lot easier. So plus M. So this way, there is a base amount it will always pull, but you won't always notice it until you're close. Because it doesn't do enough when you're nearby. I don't know what Eurovision is. So now if I hit the creeper, oh. So I actually need to make this multiply function. That's too much. Yeah. Okay, so what we'll actually do is int d0 equals oh. What? There we go. And then it's a vote-based singing competition. I think that's certainly an event. I don't think I know enough about it to really say anything, but no, I've literally never heard of it. I'm not exactly chronically online. Most stuff that goes on the internet, I go completely aware of. Which is funny, because I am a YouTuber. So let's go ahead and system.out.println d0 and then just for debugging and balancing purposes, we need to set a minimum pull value. So now every time I hit an entity, it can tell me what the velocities I'm giving it are. -10, 3, and 5. Okay, and that was a pretty hefty pull. So 18, 10, and -5. Then if I'm on the ground, barely pulled it. Give me 2, -1, and -11. Okay, so anything in the single digits, I think everything below 5 is pretty pitiful. So let's make it at least 10. So oh, but we don't know if it's negative. If math.abs of d0 is less than or equal to 5. Oh. Is less than or equal to 5. Then d0 equals d0 times should we do 2? I think 2 works. And then let's do that for all of them. So now it should launch it a little bit more. Oh, wait. I messed it up. There we go. Okay, now it'll work. Alright, so it looks like it might, like, sometimes stutter just a bit. Like, make a weird... Oh, yeah, because... So if I'm just, like, one block off, it'll send it flying in that direction. So maybe what I do instead is one huge function right here. get rid of these. And then we'll set double scale equals 0.15. Set this to scale right there. And now what we actually want to do is get all of these together are less than 15, then set the scale to 0.3. So now if you're close enough, it'll launch it way more. 3 might be way too much, but this is for exaggeration purposes. So now if I'm really close, yeah, it should launch it quite a bit. And now if I'm really far, it should launch it in normal amount. That didn't seem normal. Yeah, I'm taking the absolute value of all of them. Yeah, okay. So let's system dot out dot println x and then plus d0. Okay, and then we'll do this. Oh, wait. There. For reading purposes, and then change this to 1 and 2 and Y and C. There we go. Let's see. How does this turn out? So those together would be less than 15, which makes sense. And then these together would be way more than 15. But for some reason, it still used the 0.3. So I must have messed up the math. All of these together are less than or equal to 15. Okay, then system.out.println scale. Okay. Here we go. So this should be scale is 0.3, right? It's way less. And then if I'm all the way over here, scale should be 0.15, except it freaking launches the poor creeper. Yeah, there's no reason this should be as weird as it is. So here it should print 0.3, as it should. And over here, 0.1. 0.3. Perfect. Is that it? Is it fixed? Was 0.5 really that huge? Might increase it to 20. And make this 25 instead. All right. So, close up. Perfect. A little far, but probably should be still 0.25. Yep. And then pretty friggin' far. Oh, motherfucker. Okay. So let's make another one of these. It's above, like, say, 50. Scale should be 0.05. That sounds really busted. Does it have, like, a huge cost or something? You know what? This isn't something for me to worry about right now. Yeah, that's awful. Okay, this should be 0.5. And it wasn't. So what did those add up to? All right, let's call it 35 then. Okay, so this should probably be... Yeah. There we go. And then that should probably be 0.1, right? Yeah. That feels so amazing. Now, one thing I do want it to do is actually, we can make it check for the enchantment later. I think this was a victory, folks. Woo! Man. All right, well. That is it for today's stream. I hope you all have a great day. Finally got something done. And we conquered Mixins. Arsenic, that's wrong. No. Okay, you know what? Scripture is not my concern right now anyway. I'll figure that out later. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!